Southwest Glasgow is a diverse area. Spanning Cathcart to Pollock and Darnley to Newlands, it covers leafy suburbs and areas which face more challenges. This is Pollock Shores, and in the 1960s it became home to tower blocks which housed thousands of people, but now it's on the brink of regeneration. Glasgow City Council and Glasgow Housing Association are working together to rekindle the village atmosphere which existed here before the high-rises went up. 4 towers in the Shore Bridge area have been demolished so far. The rest will also eventually come down, and work has now started on 93 new homes.
GHA is obviously a major landlord in the area. We're responsible for a lot of the houses that will be demolished and cleared, and we have a key role to play in regenerating the community, both in terms of the physical new build, but also in terms of ensuring that for the community, as part of that regeneration package, we maximise employment and training opportunities, look at the health and well-being of the community overall. So it's more than just the bricks and mortar that we're involved in.
Locals are also keen to see the community returned to what it once was. Isabel Gallagher moved in 1972.
When I actually started about the Shores, it was a village. But when I got married and I came back to live in the Shores, it was all multi-stories. This one here's the first one. It was built, but it was quite a good area. In fact, it's a good area. People will be more happier, I think, if I get a half-decent house to live in now, because it just seems to have deteriorated quite a wee bit, you know. No, people I say people like the area, so they do.
The council says the residents' views have been heard.
They like the idea that it's an area of diversity and we want to work on that. But they also want the community spirit, which was really part of the fabric of life here before 1960s and the development. They want that. They've got it in part. They want it wholly restored to the area.
The Southwest is also home to Glasgow's furry crime squad. Strathclyde Police's dog branch has been based in Pollock Park for 35 years. Though the dogs are best known for hunting out drugs, they also play a vital part in the fight against serious and organised crime.
The general purpose dog, Ice, my German Shepherd, again it would just be waiting on request to go if there's been a housebreaking. Somebody's made off, we would go and try and assist with locating suspects. If it's property that's been discarded, we'll go and try and trace the property. And with Poppy, my specialist dog, again it's request to go and search houses under warrant or areas of land for, again, drugs, cash or the firearms.
Kevin puts his Cocker Spaniel Poppy through her paces.
Well, basically, I got one of my colleagues to find a quantity of cash in this area of grassland here. So I'll set Poppy up for a search and I'll release her. And you'll see her working through phase 1, which is basically letting the dog have a sniff about, giving her her own head to run about the grass and see if she can pick anything up. If she's struggling, if she's not located anything after 2 or 3 minutes, I'll start working her round about to see if we can find any of the stuff that's been hidden out here. Once she finds it, she should get into an indication, which for Poppy is usually a sort of half-sit lie down. But most dogs will either bark, they'll sit, they'll lie down, they'll indicate it in some way that we know that there's something there that needs to be closely looked at.
Kevin is one of 28 dog handlers who usually have 2 dogs each. His other is German Shepherd Ice, and both pooches live with him at home in Troon.
Everything is based on reward, so if they find something then they get rewarded and we use toys for that. What you do is you get the dog to find the toy, you then put the scent of what you're training next to the toy and the dog quickly becomes aware that when it gets this scent then it gets the toy, and then you remove the toy and the dog will then indicate the scent and wait for its toy. I think the general public realise that the dogs, you can't kid a dog on, so if they see a dog, if we get an indication then most people they know that the dog is right, so they won't argue with it. So they maybe argue with a police officer and deny it, but when the dogs are usually infallible and they get a lot of respect.
The animals can be called out on as many as 30 jobs a day. Talk about a dog's life. Pollock remains one of the city's most deprived spots, but dedicated locals are working hard to improve life, especially for the kids. Mum Donna Foote, who last year scooped the Evening Times Community Champion Neighbour Award, has set up youth clubs in Nitshill and Priesthill. Run with the help of volunteers, The clubs aim to give kids of all ages somewhere to go after school and in the holidays.
Set up the youth clubs in Priesthill and Nitshill because of the lack of activities for the local children, including my own, which I have 5. There was not a lot of volunteers willing to help in the area, so somebody has to do it. And myself and a couple of other mothers decided, if no one else is going to do it, then it's down to us. The kids get a lot of enjoyment. There's activities, there's days away. They socialise with other children in a safe, organised environment.
The term that has came out in recent years was diversionary work. People like Donna and the volunteers in Greater Pollock have been doing that work for a long number of years before it was fashioned like that. Doing what they could to try and occupy young people and make sure that they were putting their time to good use rather than negative uses.
With such dedicated residents, the South West's landscape has a promising future.